Come on. Not a bad safety. Let's run these last few out. I haven't been playing very long. Well, thank you, Alexa. Hit the like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. You play pool? All right, let's see if we can do something. I got bobbed. Just can't catch a break. Can't even cut that. Bank shots covered. Don't think can't back cut it either. Safety then. Very good. Come on. Some hard shooting here. Get back. I had a pole in the way. Couldn't really get in front of it. And I missed that. Not shooting the best right now. Always a little rusty after a long day of work. Catch a break on the break. Hey, Sonia. Thanks for joining. How did I hit that? I'm gonna be warming up with the ICA here in a second. Decent safety. Enough screwing about. Tired of shooting 9. I knew I was going to overcut that. Let me move this so you guys can see it a little better. Ugh. Oh, it's right on the pole. Should readjust it because it's on there's a metal pole right behind me in line. I'll have to make the cut even bigger. Still got it. A little side pocket action. Oh, that's a thin line to make. Looking like Big V shooting into the side pockets right now. Making it look easy. Oh. That one short. Yeah. I got spooked to the pole. Jesus. Move you guys back over here. If anyone's in the chat got tips or want to talk about pool, don't be afraid. I enjoy a little company while I'm shooting. Jeez, what a cut. Same spot. Cut it more than I think. Center pocket. Right where you want to be. Been trying to get more center pocket because I play at a buddy's house and he's on a 9-foot with 4¼ inch pockets, so I always analyze whether that would have gone on my buddy's table or if I got lucky because it's a big pocket. Same spot. Just aim a little bit. Just the two more. So what I'm doing right now is all these drills. This one specifically has got 1,200 shots altogether. So I'm going through all of them with center ball trying to. And then what I'm going to do is go through them again using right English. Go through them again, left English, top, draw, top right. So right now I'm just trying to do center ball. I mean, it's like these ones hard. You know, you're on the rail, you get what you get. But a lot of these that it's open, I'm going through with center ball first. And then I'm going to go through them all and shoot. You know, like these ones, obviously I'm not going to be able to shoot right. You know, I can get top right. But a lot of them, any ones that I can do next is I'm going through with right spin to learn the English. I'm young yet. I just started playing in November, so I'm just trying to learn pocketing balls, but also I'm going to be going through with English on balls. Right on, buddy. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've fallen in love with the game. I got this, I don't know if you ever heard of ICA training. It's like a projector up here, but it's got drills. But this is this one's called structured aiming. There's 1,200 shots all together. I don't know if you've been watching for a minute, but I'm going through each one, and then I'll go on to the next drill. And then when I get done with the 1,200 shots, I'm going to go through them again with right English. You know, any shot that I can shoot with right English, that'll be my next 1,200 shots. I mean, like I said, some of these on the rail you won't be able to shoot with right English, but yeah, I've only begun my pool journey less than a year ago. Not sure. 18 points on the pool table, which you indicated by diamonds or dots going around. No, if you can elaborate, or you know, I'm open for anything, any knowledge that I can get. So I mean, I understand, like, you know, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I understand. Like these, I've, you know, like with banking and stuff like that. You know, like this is supposed to be, you know, what you use to bank to here. You know what this is. You know, cut in half. I understand a little bit of that stuff. You know, still learning, like I said. A lot of this stuff there's so much knowledge that you're trying to intake that I guess in 8 months of playing, it's almost impossible to intake all this stuff. But I'm open for any learning. No, never gonna stop. I spent the first couple months when I started in November, maybe a month or two, was just banging balls. And I hooked up with Ron, the pool student, who gave me some drills and stuff. And he always was preaching, you know, your stroke, your stroke, your stroke. And then I hooked up with another guy that lives about an hour from me, who's been an absolute blessing, and he preached the stroke big time, and he was able to get me to go to a Mark Wilson clinic, actually. Huh? Yeah, but yeah, I went to a Mark Wilson clinic. I got Jeanette Lee was there, John Gabriel was there. It was at this Mike Durbin's, which is Durbin Pool Cues in Illinois. There's a picture of Jeanette. The man himself, Mark Wilson, wonderful teacher. Uh, Doc Wardell, he was a great teacher too, and I believe he was Jeanette Lee's doctor. There's me with Jeanette, and that really opened up my game there with understanding the stroke and how important that is. So then I went on a rampage of stroke, 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 and trying to get that down. Once I kind of got that down pretty decent, now I've been working on aiming and pocketing balls, learning English and stuff like that as I go. Just enjoying the whole process of yeah, my initial first, and I still do it, is hitting hard, you know. But now as I learned, you know, like using that English, like on some shots, I can use English somewhat, you know, but like understanding that having that ball spin, even though you hit it softer, but once it's spinning and it hits that rail, I mean, it really will take off. And then, you know, I watch pool every night before I go to bed, and that's what always gets me. Sometimes these pros, they look like they're not even hitting the ball, and that thing's just jetting around the table. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, I practice as much as I can. You know, I work construction, so you know, I've never played in a league. I've never, I've done like a handful of tournaments, but man, those were tough. I was playing like 650 plus Fargo guys. You know, not much room for error there. But the goal is to get about 650, 700 for sure. Where are you from, Johnny? I'm in Wisconsin. Born and raised here. Yeah, I believe this one's either 18 and a half, whatever. It's a Jacoby. They make them right here in Wisconsin. I just got a new V5 shaft. I have another one that's, I think this one's a 19. It feels just a hair heavier. but it's also a Jacoby. This one's got the V4 shaft. This one's got an 11.8, and the one I'm using currently has a 12.4 on the end. You still active in the pool world, Johnny? Yeah, I've just fallen in love with it. I mean, it's absolutely probably my favorite sport I've ever played. The challenge is what really gets me. It's not something that you can just, no matter how much natural ability you got, you can't just decide one day I'm going to pick up the cue ball and be a 600 plus Fargo rating right off the bat. It requires time, hard work, knowledge, table time. Man, it's a hard back cut. What do you mean a billiard table? I guess. What's the meaning? Like a snooker table? The biggest, I actually played on a 5x10 when I was at Mark Wilson's clinic. But my buddy's house, he's got a Diamond Pro AM 9-foot table with 4 1/4 inch pockets. And that's probably the hardest table I've ever played on. Are you talking one of them 3 cushion with no pockets? Because they had one at that Mark Wilson clinic. That was a big table. And I swear I thought they said that the slate was heated. Man, it's a tough back cut. This is just a 7-footer. I got it for free. I had blue cloth on it before, but the person that did it must use wrong glue and the rubber started to fall off. So my buddy who had the 9-foot table had this extra cloth, and the guy that plays over there has been doing pool tables for like 40 some years. So he came over and did this all for me. It's Simonis, I think 760 cloth, which is, it's really nice. Six two, yeah, you're not much shorter than me. I'm like 6'4". So you can see my wingspan is pretty much the length of the table. Yeah, I got really fortunate. I don't have any ill will to the guy that did the table before. You know, he gave me half my money back because he felt bad that my table kind of fell apart 2 months after. And then I just paid. I got the cloth for free. Just probably, I don't know what Simonis is, $300-400 for cloth. Got that for free. Huh? Oh, yeah. This is such a hard shot right now for me. Got it. Oh, the deadly side pockets. It's about like the only hard part playing at my buddy's once in a while is getting accustomed. You know, I shoot on the practice on the 7-footer and you go down on a 9-foot table and it's just like, oh. But I've gotten better, I feel like. The only crappy part is I get like these poles down here. Like I got one off camera you can't see right now. That's gonna hinder me on this shot. I gotta move the cue ball just a hair. Yeah, I feel like like I said, since November when I started to now, like my pre-shot routine, I really enjoy. Actually enjoy just doing my pre-shot routine. I feel really awkward if I don't come behind my shot, look at my shot. You know, doing the pre-strokes, the pause, slow and smooth backstroke. You know, that's really helped. Some of these will suck because I got this pole, but I can't complain. A lot of people don't have a pool table to practice on. You know, like shot drills like this is like the ones that I won't be able to use right spin. You know, on the rail you only get half a ball. But a lot of these that I'll be able to do right spin, that's my next goal. It's 1,200 shots with right spin. I got it through, it's called ICA training if you Google it. And my buddy actually is there's a women's 8-ball tournament going on in Oneida, Wisconsin, or Green Bay, Wisconsin at the Oneida Casino. He's got a booth set up there. If you go to his page, which is BPPA, Basement Pool Players Association, he's actually got a promo code that you can get some cash off on it if you use his promo code. And he's he's a great guy to hook up with. So he was the one that got me the hookup for the system, and it's a game changer. Any aspect of pool, it's on here. You know, they got target zones where you pocket this, and it'll show you of where to hit the cue ball, and then have a track line. You know, maybe go 2 or 3 cushions, come out, and then it'll have a target zone for you to land in. I know Ron the Pool Student has some drills on there too, break shots, bank shots. I know my dad's 72 years old, and he played a lot of pool, and he was blown away when he seen this. And I think it's honestly the future of pool. I think it's going to radically change pool altogether. I mean, even if you got kids or something, and they want to get into pool, purchasing something like this is going to be huge, because now you don't have to travel, go get lessons. I mean, lessons still will help you, but here, the initial investment over what you're going to be probably paying to constantly go to lessons is just going to be way bigger. Yeah, I mean, even at my buddy's house, like I said, with that 9-foot table and 4 1/4 inch pockets, when I first started going to them, I didn't have the system. I just practice drills. You're running around the table setting up drills. I work construction, freaking 12, 13-hour days sometimes. Come home and you're just scratching your head like, what do I do? Here, I'm able to just come home, even after I do everything. If it's late at night, I can come down here, boom, turn it on. I can go through drills. I can do a bunch of stuff. It takes a lot of it out of a lot of the equation of thinking. It does the thinking for you. It helps you. And ever since I got this system, maybe a month and half, maybe 2 months ago I maybe got it. I'm a lot more confident on that 9-foot table. I feel a lot more comfortable. Like I said, hit him up. He's on his YouTube channels, BPPA. Just type that in. It'll come up. Basement Pool Players Association. His name is Vitali. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy. And he's actually helped a few people out with getting the system. I know an older guy just purchased one, and he does it with his grandkids, and it's an absolute blast. What I like about it the most is I'm only 33, so you know, I mean, I had technology still growing up, you know, video games and such. That's what this feels like. It feels like a video game. Where I miss a shot, I can just set it up, go again. You know, instead of setting up what do they call them donuts on the table. Next thing you know, you got 100 different dots on your table, and it's absolutely a game changer for me. And like I said, you know, for upcoming pool players, you know, like the main sports, you know, football, baseball, basketball, hockey, you know, they got camps and stuff all over, usually close to where you are, or they got good coaching, you know, programs and everything else. Pool doesn't really have that. You know, here, imagine at 9 years old, when you started, your dad bought you this, and you're down on the pool table till you turned 9 years old, till you turned 18. Imagine the difference that you would have probably been at 18 years old. And it brings excitement to it too. Like I said, you know, I work 12, 13 hours days. I don't want to come down here and set up drills and donuts and spend, you know, X amount of time doing that. I want to come downstairs, click a button, turn this on, you know, and I got a keyboard. Yeah, I'll show you a little bit actually of what we got going on here. I just gotta remember which drill I'm at, 32C. It comes with a little keyboard, but watch. I can go to drills here. You know, I got a bunch of them already. You can go to ICA and they have like this. It's like ones like this, you know, where it's showing you where to hit on the cue ball, how hard to hit the cue ball, you know, in your track line, and then you got a target zone where you're trying to make it into, you know, and they got so many of them, you know, again, where it's showing you right here where to hit it on the cue ball, how hard to hit the cue ball. So not only are you pocketing the ball, but you're learning and understanding the English, you know. They got, you know, and it's just with a click of a button. They got so many of them. You know, you can come back to, and they got, you know, progressive aiming. You know, ones like this where you got 60 degree, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, you know. The yellow balls are on the rail, you know. They have tons of these where it's just endless shooting, you know, so you're never going to run out of stuff to do. And then they have, on their website, they have stuff you can buy, you know, like I got stuff from Ron, the pool student. So like he's got this positional play. Or another one where to hit it on the cue ball, how hard you're hitting it. Object ball, Ron shows you where you're going to hit off the rail, and then you got a target zone you're trying to reach to. So it teaches you how to hit the softer, or if you got to hit harder. You know, another one here shows you where to hit the cue ball, how hard. Then you got to go 3 rails, 4 rails actually, and come back and land in the target zone. So they have endless things. I mean, jumping they have. I mean, I got like this hot shot training. You know, where they got, you can set up 3 different object balls. You know, cue ball here. Got 2 spots to pocket, this middle one and another one. Super simple. And they got tons of them. And it's just with a click of a button. Boom, 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 boom. So that's where it's quite the system. And then you can flip it vertically, horizontally, you know, anywhere on the table. Yeah, I mean, it's got bank shots. I know Ron's got one. Where was that one? Kicks and banks right here. So it's got a few of them. Where it shows you, you know, it's using different English to hit different balls. And this one, you know, it's like long corner banks. They got short corner banks. They have tons of them. I think in this other one I have, no, not this one. Where was that one? Like here it shows you the bank it back here using different, here it's showing you, you know, like a three rail bank or kick shot, you know, fast speed. Another one is showing you know, here it's showing you different speeds, you know. Very slow, it's going to bring you out and hit the rail. Very fast, you're going to come short, medium. Yeah, I've learned a few tricks, like a couple of the spot on the wall ones. I've actually just learned, you know, and they have the spot on the wall for the 3-rail kick, but I've also learned from this diamond to your second diamond, actually, if you find a spot on the wall, as long as it's past here, you can use that spot on the wall to still pocket in this corner. Same with the long rail. If you take this diamond to the center diamond, that brings you over to here, you can find that spot on the wall, and that uses it too. You know, obviously different tables, different rails. Still gotta try out different things. Yeah, definitely. I'm learning as much as I can. It's quite the journey, but I'm enjoying it. Like I said, it's a challenge of the stuff that I enjoy. It's you know, I've played basketball, I've played football, baseball. You know, kind of natural athlete. I still play softball. I got a softball game tonight. You know, I was very fortunate to have that natural ability where I could just pick up a basketball right away and be fairly decent. Here, it's not that simple. You have to put in a lot of work and a lot of time. And this takes the equation out of, you know, like, you know, I don't drink or do anything, you know, like that. So I don't, that was probably my biggest thing when I started. I was like kind of dreading. I'm like, I'm gonna have to go to the bars, you know, go bang balls around, deal with all this other stuff. I was able to skip all that, you know. I can sit at home and practice. I can, you know, I don't have to get down to work and go shoot up to the bar and find people to play pool with. And yeah, that's the big thing is this actually equates over to when I don't have the projector. Like this is allowing me to understand a lot of things. You know, like what's my percentages on shots. You know, it's really helped with my aiming a lot. Like even when I go play on that 9-foot table, if you subscribe to BPPA, we go live a lot, and I'm over there. You'll see. I'll remember your name. And from 6 months ago to now, when I play on his table, I'm not scared to shoot. Before it was kind of guessing, and oh, he's got 4¼ inch pockets, and it's BPPA, Basement Pool Players Association. And yeah, I mean, I'm not scared to shoot on his table no more. Yep, that's it. You'll check his channel out and contact him. He'll talk you through the whole process with the system. He's actually, like I said, right now he's up at Green Bay at the Oneida Casino. They have the Women's Pro 8-ball tournament going on. I think he was just shooting with uh, Yuki Hiragachi, or she's a good shooter. 700 plus Fargo. His name is Vitali. He's pretty much become my best friend. He's a great guy. I'd go out of my way to do anything for him. And like I said, you'll see me down. I mean, he's got a beautiful setup. Diamond Pro AM 9-foot table, 4 1/4 inch pockets. Got the gray shark felt, like me. And we play a lot of pool, and he's taught me a couple other games. Like he's very, very good at one pocket. I don't know if you ever heard of one pocket, but he loves that game. And that game is like the chess of pool. We go live there quite a bit. Yeah, I've played straight pool one time. There's this older guy there, the grand champion, the wizard, Bob. He introduced me into straight pool. I played that one time. I enjoyed that. One pockets, I'm still learning, because that is a very hard game. A lot of thinking, cue ball control is very critical in that game. Very, very critical. But we got a group of great guys over there that play. It's a very fun time. Yeah. Like I said, when Vitali's very, very good at it. And Vitali there's obviously, I'm not too involved in the pool world yet, but he is by far the best banker I've witnessed with my own 2 eyes. Like obviously on TV, you got Fedor Goris and Shane Van Bonen and all them top guys, but physically with my own 2 eyes in person, I've never seen somebody that can bank like him. What he's taught me with banking is unbelievable. And he learned his banking from a pro, actually. A pro named Mike DeLauder. Super cool guy. Vitali talks very highly of him. I've watched some matches with him. He's a stud. Exactly, yeah. And we play Scotch doubles, which helps me a lot, because, the guys that play over there, they've been playing for, some of them 40 years plus, and then I get a partner like that, which in turn helps me, see stuff. Like I said, stuff like this, when I'm going to be able to go through and shoot 1,200 shots with right English, I'm going to learn real quick on what's going on. And like I said, another 1,200 with left English, another 1,200 with top, draw, top right, top left, low right. A lot of practicing I do. But I feel like doing this stuff. A lot of people don't want to practice. You know, I feel like I have an advantage that I'm willing to put the work in instead of going and shooting 20 racks at the bar, you know, where you're only going to learn so much. You know, you can get good after a while, but doing stuff like this is where it's going to excel you quick. And I've seen it and I've had it firsthand. And if you go back and watch my first video that I ever posted back in November, 8 months ago, you'll see the difference. See, like this one, you know, I understand you know, I understand the tangent line. You know, so if I wanted to, I could put a little draw on it. That's cool. That's cool. Say, Father, thanks for his service. Love a military man. But here I can put, like I know I can put draw on it and not scratch. You know, I understand that stuff. You know, I did learn a little bit of the tangent line when I was at Mark Wilson's clinic. Like I said, I'm not worried right now because I'm going to go through and do these all with separate English. Now it's just learning my aiming and ball pocketing. Actually, of late, I don't even really use the line anymore. I'm more looking now at, you know, my furthest spot away on the object ball. Keep my eye on that. Line up. Come down. 2 pre-shot strokes. Pause. Commit. Yeah, like I said, and honestly, it was probably in the past 2 weeks. You know, there's a million different things out there that for aiming, you know. And I finally found what works for me the best. And actually, in the last week and a half, even when I shot at Vitaly's, this works the best for me. You know, I understand the ghost ball. I don't have to worry about that. I'm just looking at the object ball, that point, keeping my eye on it, coming over, lining up straight, getting down on the shot. Before it was just kind of guesstimating, trying to figure out where the ghost ball should be, and now it's more becoming like an instinct. And having that repeatable stroke helps me understand being able to make the adjustment. You know, I'm not just getting down and banging the ball. You know, like that one I was short, so now I know I gotta adjust. But all I have to do is adjust my aiming. I don't have to worry about, you know, or chicken winging or diving down at it. Just gotta make micro adjustments when I miss. Like that. And like I said, I used to kind of cheat it a little bit. You know, I got 5-inch pockets, you know, typical bar box. But then I started analyzing, would this go in on Vitali's table? You know, if I frickin' rattle this corner and it falls in, I'm gonna tell you, it's not going in on Vitali's 4 1/4 inch pockets. And I'm looking for perfection. Yeah, like I said, hit him up, comment on his videos or something, and tell him you watch Grant shooting and he brought you to him. And, you know, check out our live stream. You'll see me there, you know. And it'll bring back the enjoyment of the pool real quick. Yeah, I 100% enjoy it because it's a lot of knowledge you got to take in. A lot of people aren't willing to, you know, like I said, put in the actual work of shooting or understanding what they're doing or how to fix it or how to do this or that. Me, I'm kind of a perfectionist. You know, I don't want to be like, I shot good this day and the next day I shoot bad. I want to be shooting good all the time. Like for a while, it took me to, like with back cuts. For a while, I used to try to just hit them soft, you know, but then I realized it clicked one day. Kind of got to hit a back cut a little bit harder, or adjust your aim because it's going to throw that cue ball this way, so it's going to want to drift. You know, you put a little more oomph in it, and it's going to keep it straighter. So that's what I love about it, is you learn and things click. And you get really excited when you learn stuff. Like, oh wow, I gotta try this again, I gotta try it again. Like I said, it's a lot more enjoyable when I can come home from a 13, 14 hour long day outside and know I don't have to do anything other than go downstairs, turn on a projector, and find a drill. Or something like this, you know, 1,200 shots isn't a... Yeah, exactly. You know, like this one is 1,200 shots, you know, I mean, I don't have an 8-hour day to go shoot all 1,200 shots. So it's almost like a mission. So every day, you know, I think this is maybe 5 days in on shooting this. You know, it just excites me that I want to literally get through all 1,200 shots. Yeah, exactly. I am competitive and I don't like to lose. You know, I want to be able to hold my own. And I want to win. But like right now, it just excites me. Like I want to get through these 1,200 and I want to get to the start back over and get to 1,200 shots with right spin. Because I know me hitting this center ball is going to be way different than hitting right spin. There's going to be a lot more going on. Cue ball is going to go a lot different. My aiming is going to have to change. You know, so now I'd be able to understand like, okay, center ball, you know, the cue ball is going to be coming over here. But now when I shoot this with right spin, I'm going to know right away where my ball is going with right spin. So it just absolutely, it's like a fire that excites me. And like I almost immediately know now when I miss it, because like I said, the cue ball should be hitting somewhere here or scratching. The moment I seen the cue ball coming here, I knew I was long. Exactly, yeah. That's what excites me, is it's almost like I just want to hurry up and get done with these 1,200 shots and move on to the next, because I know it's going to be a whole new challenge. But yeah, subscribe to BPA. I'd love to see you on his stream when we're down there. And like I said, if you're interested in this system, he is the man. He's the man for it. And if you want to bring excitement and joy back to your pool life, this will do it. See, like that one I pocketed, but I bet you it might have went in on my buddy's table, but that little rail action there, I don't know. On a 4 1/4 inch pocket, I might not have made that one. I used to be, I'm not gonna lie, I used to be intimidated. I mean, I loved going down there. I love going down there, but at first I was intimidated by his 9-foot table, especially with them small pockets. I understood right away that I gotta make an adjustment immediately. Now, I ain't scared to shoot on it. My goal is one day to shoot with some pros. Maybe even be a semi-pro or pro myself. So my standards are very high. I'm not looking to just go shoot and beat up people at my local bar. I want to test myself and be a very serious pool player. And something like this system, it makes it possible, I believe, because like I said, I can practice every single night with purpose, not just banging balls. There's purpose with my practice. Basement Pool Players Association, BPPA. If you comment actually on one of my videos, I'll reply back and I'll give you the channel name. That might be a little bit easier. Otherwise, write it down. BPPA, Basement Pool Players Association. It's a great channel. Great channel. Yep, BPPA. Yeah, we got a couple guys that come over. We play Scotch doubles. We'll play 9-ball round robin, 10-ball, 8-ball. We play a lot of 8-ball last pocket. Which that's a tough game too. It's a fun one to play. I don't think it matters if you typed it in on. It'll come up. How do I adjust it? Pull. Move it a little bit. Big cut here. Yeah, I mean, I got this actual little trainer thing too that I always can shoot through. You know, if I put on the track line, it's just this is 2.5 inches wide. You know, so there's really not much room for air. Let's see if we can get it for you. It's a hard one to. It's a hard shot even to begin with, but yeah, I got this actually from Mark Wilson. I was technically the uh, honor student of his clinic. I worked very hard for 2 days at his clinic, and he gave me that as a little gift. I always will remember. It was close. All right, I'm gonna try to run a rack of 15 because what time is it? 5:30. I'm gonna try to run a rack of 15 balls, and I gotta roll. I got a softball game I gotta get to. So we'll see. Yeah, hopefully I can see you back here, Johnny. I appreciate somebody chatting. You're a 638 Fargo? Oh, you got 630, yeah. I'm in Wisconsin. Yeah, I got one, I'm gonna try to run a rack the best I can here. I was taught this to help your game, you break, and then you can go ball in hand, and you try to run them out. What's that? No, your phone. I heard you upstairs talking. Huh? Heard you upstairs talking. No. Huh? Talking to Caleb on the video. Oh. You head upstairs. Move you back a little bit. I can see all the pockets. Hmm. missed one. A little weak. Ah. Yeah, Manic Mechanic, thanks for joining. Yeah, Johnny, I am giving myself a little bit of a challenge. Now I'm going to try to pocket here and come off and end up over here somewhere. Thanks, Manic. Appreciate that. Subscribe if you can. So I'm going to use a little top. A little weak. Let's see if we can bank it back here. Double kissed it. Well, let's make this shot and call it a day. Oh, I got a pocket hanger. Try a little draw shot before I go. Always like to end with a nice draw. Boom, don't even have to put the balls away. Well, guys, I appreciate you joining in, chatting. Johnny, it was nice meeting you, and thanks for helping me out and talking. I'm going to end, yeah, thanks, Manic. Appreciate that. I'm just trying to do my best. But I got a softball game to go to, guys, so hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I'll see you guys maybe next time.